All right, welcome to Conversations with Asha and Steve. I'm Dr. Asha Prasad with my co-host Steve Harper. Steve, how you doing?
I am good. It's actually good to see you while we're recording this podcast. This is our first time actually doing it over a Skype. What do you call this? Video chat, I guess.
Video chat. What took us so long? I don't know why we haven't done this sooner.
I don't know because, we recorded a video last week for something that we're going to talk about here today during this episode. But I don't know. It's like I actually, as we were saying before we actually push record, it's probably a good thing we didn't because when I have those long-winded answers in our previous episodes, I would have seen you like this asleep because I edit these and I actually have to edit out some of the snoring parts.
Oh my gosh. Well. So now you're going to keep me awake. Okay. So now I'm going to. No.
There's accountability now, sister.
Exactly. No, but it's so great to be able to record like this and to be able to see each other. This is, I'm looking forward to talking today. What are we talking about, Steve?
Yeah, we're talking about our coaching program that we actually have determined that we want to put out there into the world. And I think now, especially with everything that's going on with the COVID-19, and many of us are isolated to our homes, and several of us are struggling figuring out what we do next with our businesses, when business is going to open up normal. But I think as you and I've talked about, I mean, this may be the new normal for a period of time. We kind of felt like that the coaching program at this stage was a good time to do it, right? So
exactly. And you know what? Actually, I've been talking to a lot of people about what they're doing during this time. And a lot of people, you got some people that are like, okay, I'm using this time to work on all these projects or finish up projects that they, had not had the time to do. Sure. And then I've got some people that are like, I don't know what to do. How am I going to recover from this? What's my game plan, basically? I think at this time, that's one of the reasons why we wanted to offer this coaching program, to be able to help people along and to kind of utilize this time in a productive way. So that way you feel like you're still doing things towards what you're building. Otherwise, you can kind of flail around a little bit, be like not really having like a set agenda or a set plan at hand.
Yeah. So we named it aptly Mind, Body, and Business because we thought that at this juncture, tackling areas in each of those little segments is pretty critical. And I know that you and I have both individually experienced some unique changes to our day-to-day, as a lot of people are, but we are both blessed and cursed with the types of businesses that we have because of the uniqueness of where we are and what the economies of our business opportunities kind of afford us. And so those things create a whole level of stress and concern. And ultimately, it's like you said, it's an opportunity for us to take this time and work on some key things, but also to reprioritize and sort of re-energize where we need to go next, right? And I think one of the things, especially for business owners and leaders that tend to be the listeners of our podcast, it's a great opportunity to take inventory and say, okay, what are these areas in each of the three areas that Asha and Steve are talking about, mind, body, and business, that what do I need to focus on? And I think this program provides a really unique perspective because you're getting two coaches for the price of one, which is pretty unique. And I haven't seen anybody else do it, but I would say, Asha is the brains and beauty of the operation. And I'm just kind of like filler, but I'm just saying, we both bring some unique aspects because we are leaders of teams. We've built businesses, we've sold businesses, we're entrepreneurs at heart, but we're also very committed to evolving ourselves as business leaders to be the best that we possibly can be, both personally and professionally.
Definitely. Steve, I think that both of us bring unique skill set, unique knowledge. And one of the things that I like to see also is how the mind, body, and business, to be able to help people to see how those are so closely integrated with one another. Yeah. You can't really separate one from the other. And it's a very interesting kind of thing to look at. And because now we all have this kind of extra time on our hands that we have some more control over to say, okay, wait a minute. What is really important? Like, what are the building blocks that really make me a successful leader, a successful employee, if you're working for somebody, a successful, person just as a whole, to give kind of like this well-rounded approach to your business and to your life. And I think that because we have both very, very different backgrounds and different experiences, we can really share that. I mean, to get two coaches for the price of one is really fantastic. I mean, because we have such a diverse knowledge base and experience that will really be able to help our people that decide to go through a coaching program with us. We'll be able to help them, be ahead of the game whenever we get back to our new normal, whatever that is. Or if we do, I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder sometimes,
Yeah.
because it's like I can't remember the last time I've been out of the house. Actually, I was thinking about this morning. I thought, I mean, I've been out in the garden and outside of the physical house, but like really, like going somewhere, it's been a while.
Yeah,
It's
it has. And I myself, I actually posted something today on social media that I just did a little drawing that said I kind of missed this. It's two little pictures or two little guys hugging,
yeah,
and I miss that physical contact. I mean, obviously we
yeah.
have it with our family and our people that we're in close quarantine with, but at the end of the day, I mean, I can't wait for this to end just so I can go run up to a complete stranger and hug them because
Oh my gosh.
I'm desperate for that. I may end up in jail immediately following that,
I
but
wonder
I
how
will have
that's
to
going to turn
scratch
out.
that itch.
I
Keep
wonder
your
how
phone
that's
on for
going to
bail
turn
money. That's
out.
all I can say. But yeah, to your point, I mean, this is a very unique time. And I have, as I know that you have with your coaching clients and I have with mine, I've really challenged them to think differently about how they are legitimately strategizing in each of these areas. And I think actually the value that we're going to bring to the table for folks that sign up for this program, like you said, some very diverse backgrounds. We've had some very diverse clients and environments. We've been very successful as coaches for a number of years. And we bring probably a really unique application to this process in that it's not exactly prescriptive. So you've got to go from point A to point B to point C and one size fits all, because I think for wherever you are as a potential client for this program, wherever you are and what you want to attack, that is kind of the area that I think we will pick up and start the war from there, right? At the end of the day, you want a program that's adaptable. You want coaches that are adaptable and they're not trying to run you through a system or a process that's predefined. We're looking at this as being very organic and very open to the key areas, but we've got this guide, right? We want to help you focus on your mental health and mental space where you need to be preparing yourself every day and what's ahead, and then
Right.
your body, your physical nature, and ultimately what you need to be doing to put into your body to get the right kinds of outcome, and obviously the importance of getting out and creating movement and finding your phase of exercise, and then very focused on when you get those two in line, then we can focus on your business, because I think if you're depressed or you're feeling glum, it's hard for you to think about anything beyond the current state of your business, much less what we need to be innovating or creating during this time, so that when we do come out of it, that we're even that stronger as a business, as a leader, as an organization.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that a lot of people are dealing with right now is anxiety.
Yeah.
And I mean, anxiety is a huge, huge, I mean, it's a huge issue for, I think, I would dare say everybody right now on
Yeah.
some level. And, how to manage that is going to really be important. So that way it doesn't linger on, you don't get
Yeah.
stuck into it, because it can paralyze us into just staying kind of in that anxious, afraid, kind of like, that doom and gloom kind of way.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be productive. Creation and productivity cannot come from a place of fear and anxiety. We have to accept it. We have to acknowledge that we have that. But there is something that you can do with that to move that into a more productive place. And that's something that I really look forward to helping people with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, very well said. I think that the anxiety piece is what's on everybody's mind. It's a connection point that, kind of unifies all of us, because I know just because we are coaches and we've got this program doesn't mean that we have all the answers, right? Because we're still figuring things out day to day ourselves.
Absolutely.
But the nice thing about it is when you have a coaching relationship, you've got somebody in your corner, somebody there
Yeah.
that is going to listen to you, somebody that is going to be a sounding board, going to give you guidance without judgment and direction without pushing, right? At the end of the day, I think from the anxiety perspective, specifically, helping people reset and understand some strategies and ideas in terms of what you can do differently to really deal with those moments of anxiety. I know that I've had them, You and I've talked about them.
Absolutely.
Meditation has been a huge factor for me, getting out and getting back into nature at a safe physical distance from everybody else that seems to be out doing the same. But just finding some ways to celebrate the little things in my day, whether it's the emergence of spring and, new flowers and birds that are out there, or just getting out where the wind's on your face, or just finding an opportunity to have a great night at home, having some camaraderie with your family or whoever you're quarantined with, over a puzzle or a game or something. These are all things that I think that when you don't actually put or think about them directly, you don't often use them as opportunities to combat that anxiety. And that's the value, I think, of what Asha and I can bring to the table for the program.
Absolutely, Steve. That's well said. I mean, I think that there are many different reasons why I think now is this time to really, I think of it in this way. We're all quarantined. Most of us are anyway, and we're confined. It gives us a chance to just go inside, get a little bit introspective, and do some digging, do some searching of kind of what we're doing, what's important to us, our values. We get to recreate things if we choose to.
Yep.
And, if things weren't working for you before, or you were really just, very stressed out and very overwhelmed, this is also an opportune time to take this advantage, to work with us, to be able to combat that and kind of go back to the drawing board and see what may be lying just under the surface waiting to be created. Maybe you totally change your entire business model, for example.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are doing that right now, and it's pretty fascinating to see how people are pivoting so much. And this is an opportunity, and that's something that I think that we both have experience with presently, but also in the past, that we can really bring a lot to the table for people on that.
Absolutely. I think, one of our strengths is figuring out some of those blind spots that people may not see about themselves, helping them find new ways to communicate and put their effort towards these challenges that they're facing. But having that person in your corner, like we will be through this program, I think is pretty key. And so for those of you that have listened to our podcast for a while, Asha and I have this great energy and great momentum that we kind of jam off of one another. I mean, we're really good when we're talking about very specific things that we know leaders and business owners and individuals really want to hear. But I think from the program perspective, you get that times 10, because the program as Asha kind of alluded to earlier, is not like anything that you're ever probably going to experience. It's two really committed coaches to helping you figure out these things that maybe you haven't looked at, or challenges that maybe you're ready to start to figure out how to overcome, or maybe some stuff that you're ready to get started, but you don't know where to go. Having somebody there that has that entrepreneurial background, that leadership experience, and also has been there. I know, Asha, you and I have worked with, hundreds, probably thousands of people over the years as we've helped them in various stages. But now more than ever, I think people need that person in their corner, helping them, dust them off, getting them back and ready to get back into the ring.
Absolutely, Steve. So, with the program, people can find out about the program by going to our website, Conversations with Asha and Steve, and you can kind of see some of the details about what the program is about and what all is included. I'm really excited because, people get to coach with us individually for a couple of sessions, and then you get a bonus session with the both of us. So you can go to our website, conversationswithashaandsteve.com. And definitely on social media, people can find us as well on there. And if anybody has any questions about it or anything that you'd like to know beforehand, shoot us an email or contact us on Facebook or any social media and let us know.
Absolutely. And just so everyone knows, it is 6 individual sessions, right? So 3 with Asha, 3 with me. Plus, we have this hour-long session that we'll do at the end, which is kind of the icing on the cake that we kind of call it'll be the rapid fire, fireside, whatever lightning coaching round, but it'll be your time, and it'll be a great way to be able to bring everything home, and a perfect way to, set you forward. And, who knows, we're looking at different aspects of carrying on the program beyond that, but we wanted to create something that, one, was affordable for people, because we know everybody's struggling and worried about money right now. And A lot of folks are really unsure about what the future holds, so we wanted to make it super affordable. So it's a fraction of what we would both charge for our coaching. But I guarantee you will get the biggest bang for your buck. But if after that first session with Asha and first session with me, you're not completely happy or satisfied, don't think the program is for you, then you can request a refund, no questions asked. So all the risk is on us to deliver what we know that we can bring to the table. So we really remove all of that potential self-doubt you might have and why the program would work for you long term.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, so this was an unusual episode, but I'm excited. Actually, now I'm kind of thinking that maybe we should record these over video all the time. Maybe, and we might make that available to our audience of our podcast. If you're new to our podcast or you have just found us, through a random search, we are super excited to have you. We've got some great episodes that have already been done. We're in our third season.
I think so. We're in our third season. Yeah. Wow.
Wow. And we haven't run out of anything to talk about yet, which is amazing. Haven't. So, in fact, most of the time we have to remind ourselves we have to end the session because I think you and I could just talk for hours. And video may be the wrong thing to do because if we put it on video, it'd be like, well, we just keep talking all afternoon and podcast could go forever. I don't know. But, we would definitely love you to tune in to Conversations with Asha and Steve. I think there's some great content and information there. And then we hope that you'll give some consideration to the Mind, Body, and Business Coaching Program because I think it definitely can help you right now where you're at, no matter where you are. We definitely think the program's got some value.
Absolutely, Steve. And you know what? I'm in agreement. Let's start doing these video recordings for our podcast. I like it.
I do too. And it makes us have to be on our game because I had to wear a shirt today and I even wore pants, even though you're not seeing my pants. I just felt like I needed to show up and,
ready to go. Exactly.
I was ready to roll.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, this is great because it gives purpose to have to get up and get dressed, get out of the pajamas, not stay in the pajamas all day long.
Absolutely. Now I just realized it may have didn't sound good that I have always worn pants of some kind when I'm talking to Asha. I just don't want anybody having any concerns there whatsoever. It's not that kind of podcast. Certainly not going to be that kind of video. So
no, do not worry.
Yeah.
Do not worry.
Need to disclaim that because if we start putting these on YouTube, they're gonna be like, "Hey, this was not made for kids."
Exactly. We're gonna have R rating,
some sort of strike across our ability. But anyway, thanks for joining us for another episode of Conversations with Asha and Steve. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Check out our website, conversationswithashaandsteve.com. You can find us on social media. Asha, how do people find you?
Yep. So people can find me with, through my website and on social media, the Prasad Method, or theprasadmethod.com. And for you, Steve, how can people find you?
RippleCentral.com, or on social, you can find me at Rippleon, RIPPLEON.
Wonderful.
All right. Hey, it was good to see you.
You too, Steve.
I
know, exactly.
All right. Now I can't wait till the next episode.
I know, me either.
All right. Be well. Stay safe.
All right. You too.